Today we're back with another Miley Cyrus and Dolly Parton duet, and this time it's them performing Wrecking Ball and I Will Always Love You, so that's one song from each. I've previously reacted to their performance of Jolene, so if you haven't already, go check that out after you've watched this one. Thank you very much. But before we start, this is a reaction video. It's a commentary video, so I'm gonna pause and provide some commentary along the way, but I'll of course link the full performance below so that you can check it out without me disturbing you. But you clicked reaction, so here we are. Okay, starting out with Wrecking Ball. We call, we chained our hearts in vain, we jump, never asking why. The last time I heard Miley perform this song, she had a different voice. You know, it was, I think, pre-surgery. Yeah, it must have been. Yeah, definitely pre-surgery. And I love this sound. I love the way it sounds now with her new voice. You know, obviously it still sounds very much like Miley, but there was a change when she had that surgery. And she sounds different now, and also, of course, she's matured, and with that comes a fuller voice, especially for someone who owns their craft. You know, we've seen her running on the treadmill, we've seen her in action with a voice teacher. I'm not breathing. Ultimately, what I'm saying is it's just really cool to see the changes in her voice. I love seeing changes in voices, you know, especially when they're positive changes. Yes. Don't you ever say I just walked away. I will always want you. I can't live a lie running for my life. I will always want you. That just added a whole nother layer of vulnerability to the song. Oof, it was just the way she sang it, very close to the mic and very storytelling-y. She made it sound fragile. And we've heard her belt recently on Jolene and everything, and when she did 9 to 5 with Dolly, with Kelly, I mean. So we know that she still got power in that voice, and she still got some high notes and all that, but she made this sound really like fragile and vulnerable. I loved it. Her vocals, they've, you know, lived a life. They're older than, you know, that bright young Dolly. We don't stand for ageism here on this channel. I value her vocals so much. I think they sound wonderful now. They sounded wonderful before too, and they sound wonderful now in a sort of bit of a new rapping, but it's still Dolly. It's in the details, you know. I can't live a lie running for my life. I will always. There's this warmth to her tone as well. Oh, immediately with the harmonies. Oh, this is so touching. This is, wow, I love it. Their voices sound so different, but like we spoke about in the previous video with Jolene, they've got this similar sort of tone quality as well, except, you know, Dolly's more on the bright side, and Molly and Dolly, right? Miley is more on the darker, more bassy side. And also, like we discussed in the previous video, Jolene, don't take a shot every time I say that. The way they say me here, wreck me. Dolly is singing me, while Miley is singing May. So with Miley, she comes from a more belty place, and Dolly comes from a more mixed or head voicey place. So when Miley is in this belty space and she's close to her passage there, it's better for her to go over to this open vowel, you know, instead of the E. The E is more closed and harder to belt, but when you come from a mixed place like Dolly, the E is very, very bright and light, you know, in your head voice. We talked about it in the previous video as well, where they were singing Jolene and Jolane. Miley was also here leaning towards the Jolane, while Dolly was doing the Jolene, E. And it's the same thing here, me and May. So it's all about like how closed and how open the vowels are and what you're doing with your voice. You'll probably notice that if you go darker or if you go higher, it can help, you know, modifying the vowels a little bit to help you find the correct placement for what sort of register or what gear, if you will, you want to be in your voice. I love the way their voices sound together. Giving a little bit more here. She's adding a little bit more power here. It's still very, you know, soft and warm and nice, but she's moving out of that sort of fragile space and more towards, and you know, lyrically that makes sense too, you know, Dolly, I see you. It slowly turned, you let me burn, and now we're ashes on the ground. Don't you ever say I just walked away, I will always want you. Love Miley's tone. I can't live a lie, running for my life, I will always want. Oof, sorry. But did you hear those nice glissandos she did there? Glissando is when you move from one pitch to another, like from one note to another, but you don't go you go you know? So there's a slide. And she did a couple of lovely slides or lovely glissandos here. And also, I love the way she sounds in her lower register. Miley's got this unique, exquisite sounding voice, in my opinion. It's really, really nice. Also, I love her fast vibrato. Even down in that lower register, she manages to have a fast vibrato. It's really, really, really cool. But she went straight into the chorus here, so again, I have to go back a little bit, sorry. Don't want to miss anything, you know? I can't live a lie, running for my there. Life, I will always want. I came in like a wrecking ball. I never been so hard in love. All I wanted was to break. Yeah, same. I'm feeling it. All you ever did was wreck me. I came in like a double chorus, yes. Oh, with the backing vocalist. About that, you know, in the original recording by Miley, have you ever listened to those backing vocals? Because they are gorgeous. They were one of the first things I noticed when I listened to the song, because I'm a bit of a backing vocal, I was a freak, no, nerd, I guess. I love backing vocals so much. I have a whole video on it. And that nice soprano in the backing vocals on this, you know, the original recording. Not to say these backing vocalists didn't do a fantastic job, but I didn't hear the soprano as clearly as you do in the recording. If you haven't paid attention to it, please go do so, because it's so good. I get hang-ups on some backing vocals, and sometimes they don't have to be really intricate and all that. These are just simple sustained notes on yeah, you know, it's nothing like intricate or anything, but they're just they're like, they do something to your soul, and I love it. Listen to Dolly Belt. For the horn. I never meant to start a war. Oh my gosh. I just wanted you to let me in. And instead of using force, I guess I should have let you in. That fragile vibrato that she sort of lets go a little bit out of pitch at the end. It's just like, she's letting it go. Oh, Dolly, you're breaking my heart. It was just a gorgeous piece of storytelling, and thank you. Wanted you to let me in, and instead of using force, I guess I should have let you in. I never meant to start. Oh yes, the contrast. Oh, beautiful, Miley. I guess I should have let you in. Miley Cyrus, everyone. Stunning vocal work there. That's, to me, I can't do what she did with the distortion and sing like that with that little rasp on there. She masters it so beautifully, and it doesn't sound like she's straining. It sounds very healthy the way she does it here. You know what I mean? It doesn't sound like she's pushing and that her vocal folds thicken up and everything. Her vocals sound free in that space with that distortion or with that rasp on there. I've always enjoyed Miley's vocals ever since she was, you know, Hannah Montana. She had this special, this unique sound, very like deep tone at the same time as it was sort of bright. You know what I mean? She's got this unique tone, and I recognized it even when she was Hannah Montana. Always loved it, and I've loved to see how it's developed. Even when she did the surgery and everything, see her come out of that and just own her craft, really lean into it, and this is the result, you know. Miley Cyrus. Beautiful.
Don't you ever say I just walked away. I will always.
The crowd is singing so off key.
And
Oh, with that hug. Did you hear that? Dolly, the details, oh my gosh. But also that took me by surprise. I didn't expect them to transition there and just go straight into the chorus like that. That was, thank you. That hug is so cute.
should stay, I would only be in your way.
Always love the way that Dolly sings this song. I also love, obviously, the way Whitney Houston sings it, because the first version I heard of this song was Whitney Houston, not Dolly Parton. I heard Dolly Parton's song, at least to my memory, you know, because I was a kid. So I heard Dolly's original version later than I did Whitney's. But when I heard it, it was just like, it gave the song a whole nother meaning, you know? The story is told in two different ways with two different expressions. I hold both dear in my heart. I love both versions. And yes, I'm loving seeing Dolly sing this now, because obviously in the original recording, she was very young. That too, you know, when someone's lived a life and they sing the song years later, it's like with Joni Mitchell, when she sang Both Sides Now with that young, bright voice, and when she sang it older, it's like the song got a whole new meaning. And I feel like it's the same way listening to Dolly now. It's like, that voice tells a whole another story now, you know? She's got more to tell.
Should stay, I would only be in your way.
That smile she did,
So
Miley.
I'll go, but I'll know I'll think of you.
I did not expect that softness from Miley. That was gorgeous. We just heard her, you know, in a completely opposite place. Oh, that too surprised me. This is full of surprises. And I'm not mad about it at all. I'm so happy.
I'll go, but I'll know
So breathy, so nice.
I'll think of you each step of the way. And I will always love you. I
Here I heard mostly Dolly and sometimes the backing vocalist, a little bit more than I heard Miley, actually. I don't know if she's still in that soft space, and if that's why, because I didn't, let me go back, because I didn't hear her too much there. Oh yeah, I definitely, she's there. There. Did you hear that backing vocal? It came in, I was like, was that Miley? But no, it sounds like it's the backing vocal that's sort of really loud there for a minute.
Editing me here, and that was definitely Miley. I don't know what I heard.
And I'm kind of hoping they'll go into some harmonies on this one as well, because that would just be beautiful. I love the way their voices sound together. I love a good unison moment, especially when they sound this tight. You almost can't tell them apart, you know, in this, because their phrasings and everything, it's so compatible. So yeah, but I'm also hoping for some harmonies on this one as well.
That's all I am taking with me. Goodbye. Please don't cry.
Again, the softness Miley sings with here and those clean runs. Miley's a very versatile singer. She can do, you know, the whole rock thing and with the distortion and all of that. And she can go all full country mode. And she can also be a pop girl and a little bit of, you know, R&B inspired pop with all the runs and all of that, because she's got the vocal control and the agility. One thing that I like in R&B and in country, they both are vocal run gods, you know. So often, you know, the scales and everything, they can be a little bit different or utilized differently in country and in R&B, but the agility is the same, you know. They've got vocal control and I love it. So this again is some beautiful vocal work from Miley here. She's showing that she's got control not only in the louder parts of her dynamic register, but also in the quieter, softer space. Some people struggle with that if they're usually like singing at very loud volumes or type of shouty music and stuff. Some people struggle with being good at both, you know, having the same control in both their loud and their soft, quiet register. But Miley shows that, you know, she can do both.
Goodbye. Please don't cry. 'Cause we both know that I'm not what you need.
Beautiful country vocals. I have to hear that again. You know I have to. I was like, I had to really look because it looked like Miley was doing that because she was like, but I was looking at Dolly and it was her mouth that fit and also her sound, you know? So that was so confusing because she was just standing there like, that was nothing. She didn't look like she was, no, I will always love you. She was just like, she's so good. Look. It looks like it was Miley, but what? I'm so confused.
Treat you real kind, and I hope you have all you ever dreamed of.
Oh, this is so sweet. It's like she's talking to her. Even though, you know, regarding how the rest of the lyrics go, it doesn't fit, you know, because Dolly will, you know, they're working together. She's not going anywhere, you know. This is so sweet, though. It's like she's talking to her.
And I wish you joy and lots of happiness.
Love her voice.
But above all of this, I wish you love.
Yes. So beautiful. But you know, those Miley belts there, am I the only one? No, you gotta be thinking the same as me here, that gave Miley in the Climb era It sounded like the belts in The Climb. It gave like, I'm feeling nostalgic. It gave sort of old Miley, but we love new Miley. We love her so much. But but it gave a little, I'm nostalgic. That was so good. I'm not sure if they were using stems at the end there for some of it, or if this was just something with the syncing with the video, because sometimes I had trouble following sort of who's doing what. But, you know, obviously I can tell the difference in their voices, but it's just, oh, you know? So I'm not sure if they're using stems for any of this, just because it's a big song and it's New Year's Eve and it's a televised show and they want everything to be perfect. I'm not saying it's the case. Don't come for me in the comments, but, you know, sometimes it's a smart choice to use stems. And at parts here at the end, it sort of looked like it to me that they did. But that is not a blatant statement on my part, so please don't come and be disrespectful and argue with me in the comments, because I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying it could be. And if it was, it's a smart choice. I have a video on that. You know, it's not a bad thing. People think it's a bad thing, but it's not. They can obviously sing. They've obviously, if this was stems, and I'm not sure if it is, but if it was, they have obviously sung them. So it's their voices. You know, to be safe in a big televised show like that, sometimes they can use stems and that's okay. That was an iconic performance. So thank you so much for recommending it, even though I was gonna do it anyway because I wanted to. But I still appreciate the recommendation, and if there's anything else you want me to react to, let me know in the comments. And if you're still watching, leave 2 pink hearts, one for Miley, one for Dolly, maybe one for me, I don't know. And thank you so much for watching till the end. It really helps me out. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Now